Oh, yes. Our crew stays in mid-season form with the Secretary of Defense, Ken Daneyko. 1,458 games played, 3 Stanley Cups, and if you go to the Rock, they've got this giant banner, 3, Daneyko. I think that means...
Too kind, Tony, thank you.
Yes. No,
I love
he
that
earned
pick,
it.
though.
But because you are the Secretary of Defense, you are uniquely qualified to look at the National Hockey League as it currently stands, as the rosters look right now, and give us the 5 best defenses. Now, at number 5, you've got a tie.
I do. I've got the Islanders in Boston at number 5, and this is very subjective. I mean, they're about team defense, so if I look at their actual defense core, they round out the top 5 as far as just, it's in their DNA to play a good team concept, and sometimes it makes their defense maybe even better than it shows on paper. The Bruins have a nice top part with Carlo and certainly McAvoy and Grzelcyk, but then there's maybe a little lack of depth, but they just play such great team defense. And I say the same for the New York Islanders. Look at the goals against. A lot of that goaltending is elite as well for both those clubs, but their defense just seem to know how to play together and really shut it down in their own zone. So those 2 teams are in the are tied for 5. I also want to throw Carolina Hurricanes in. I don't want everybody to get all upset with me because I've always had them top 2.
Sure.
But there's a different look. I want to wait and see approach here with some of the additions for them, but they could be in there as well.
How about number 4?
Number 4, we went with the Vegas Golden Knights. I had to think for a second there. The Vegas Golden Knights, they're big, they're strong, they're pretty deep back there, and obviously last season adding the free agent prize and Alex Pietrangelo. They've got White Cloud, who really has improved, as we see here. Big, physical, strong defenseman. He's only going to get better. McNabb brings that nasty on the back end as well. And then, obviously, with Shea Theodore and Martinez, they both bring some offense. Martinez brings a little bit of everything, as Shea Theodore does, that real good transitional defenseman. And this is a real nice mixture. And let's not forget Nicholas Hague, who's a big, strong defenseman who's still trying to find his way and be a regular in the lineup because of their depth. But that's a real nice core there in Vegas.
Alec Martinez should never have to pay for a drink in Los Angeles. 2014, the Western Conference clincher and the Stanley Cup final. To number 3, who do you have?
We're going to go with the Dallas Stars.
Okay.
And I expect a real big season out of them this year. Yes, they lose the big man in Jamie Alexiak, and I think that will be a little bit of a setback. But with the likes of Miro Heiskanen and Klingberg and Lindell, this is a real strong core. Now they add the veteran Ryan Suter from the Minnesota Wild. He'll kind of fill that void. Alexiak maybe leaves, maybe not from the physicality standpoint, but from that good, solid defenseman that can just log a lot of minutes and move the puck extremely well. And then they got the big man on the back end, Hakanpää as well. I mean, you need those depth kind of guys. He fills some of that size void when Alexiak moves because he takes the body a lot. He's one of the leaders in hits as well. That's a real nice core right there. The Dallas Stars always depend on their defense to be a successful team in defensive structure, and they've got a pretty good top 6 to do that.
And Miro Heiskanen is must-see.
Well, Heiskanen's one of my faves in the league. He reminds me of Scott Niedermayer. I've said it many times.
What a compliment.
And that is a big compliment because Niedermayer is my favorite player of all time. And obviously, I played with him a long time.
To number 2.
The Colorado Avalanche.
Okay.
And yes, they got exposed a little bit in the playoffs because they didn't quite have the size on the back end, in my opinion, to beat the Vegas Golden Knights. But make no mistake, when you have Cale Makar, one of the best in the league already, and he's only getting better with age, Byron will be there, and I think he's going to have a bigger impact, obviously, healthy. And Eric Johnson's a big key for me. Yes, they lose Ryan Graves, but Eric Johnson is a big key. If he's in their lineup, that brings the size I'm talking about and the reach that you need around the net, and especially come playoff time. Love what Devontae's did there as well, making a top pairing with Makar. I thought he was terrific, good two-way defenseman. And they had the veteran Murray, so I'm going to pick the Colorado Avalanche as number 2 on our list.
Eric Johnson, one of 8 Americans.
But he's a key.
First overall.
He's a key. If Johnson's not there, then maybe they drop.
How about number 1?
Well, you have to go. I mean, how can you not go with the defending Stanley Cup champion, Tampa Bay Lightning? They bring a little bit of everything on the back end. Size, mobility, puck movement, shot blocking, great sticks, offense. And look no further, led by Victor Hedman, former Norris Trophy winner and always top 3 finalist, as we know.
Oh, yeah.
He was this year for the Norris again. But they're just a real solid defense that plays nasty. They're strong around their goaltender, who's one of the best in the game. So obviously, when they do have a breakdown, he is the best in the game, shall I say, and the best in the world, Vasilevsky, and he stops everything when they do make a mistake, but they don't make many. I love Chernak as well back there, and Sergachev's only going to get better, that young defenseman. So this is a real nice group here. And Ruda played really well in the playoffs.
Yes, he did.
He really did. So he complements that defense very well. It can't be all star guys. You need the size. You need role players. But the Tampa Bay Lightning were stifling on defense on the way to their second Stanley Cup championship.
It sure feels like stars on that left side when you look at Hedman, McDonough, and Sergachev. Here is
did I
the
forget
complete
McDonough?
list.
How great was he?
Unbelievable. That's a second pair defenseman. This, your group, and that smile. Nothing beats that smile.
That was a few pucks to the mouth trying to block a shot every once in a while, I believe. But look, and again, I preface, very subjective. I think there's so many defenses that are real strong that could easily be in that top 5. You look at 6 through 14 maybe, and they're right there.
Back to your point about competitive balance.
Competitive balance is so close. But right now we had to pick somebody, and this is my list. And that team right there, that's a big reason why they're defending Stanley Cup champions, because they're at the top of the list.